a wrestling fan for years, talking about things like injuries, a number of different issues, just to not see this moment. You know, I did not watch wrestling for over 15 years, not to see matches like Sting versus The Undertaker, to never have been given that chance. But why do you keep depriving us of all these matches? And that's why I always say that if wrestling listened to its fans, regardless if I'm right or I'm wrong or how I feel about this, if wrestling listened to its fans, I think wrestling would be far more enjoyable of a product to watch for all generations of wrestling, no matter if you're talking about a generation from 25 years ago or a generation of just today, this new generation of wrestling fans who really don't understand everything that goes with Sting and why so many people are frustrated. If you're between the ages of 10 and 15 years old, you don't understand how we feel this is bullshit, how Sting has been treated, because that's really what it is. It's fucking bullshit when you talk about, you know, someone being kicked in the face at WrestleMania 31 the way he was, the way the NWO and DX got involved with this issue when they had no business getting involved. The matches should have been left to Sting and Triple H to give us a phenomenal performance in, which obviously they would have without the involvement of washed-up has-beens like Shawn Waltman and Shawn Michaels. Here's the thing, you know, we didn't want to see that. We wanted to see a defining moment, not where Triple H hit Sting in the face with the tip of a sledgehammer and pinned Sting the way it went. We wanted to see Sting win, and because of that, not only me came away from this match very frustrated on how it happened, and that's not why not only me has wanted to see Sting get to this point in his career and his life for this long. I mean, we've been waiting months. We've been waiting over a year, over 13, 14 months. To see something finally come into fruition for Sting, and it's only happening now. So should we come away from this more satisfied than what we have been? I really don't know. Or should we just keep on asking for more? Should we just keep chanting, we want Sting, and things like Undertaker to make it obviously even more apparent that we're not going to rest, we're not going to let this issue die, we refuse to let this issue die, about not having seen matches like Sting versus The Undertaker. And yeah, I know, CM Punk versus Stone Cold Steve Austin will probably happen long before ever The Undertaker versus Sting does. But I mean, think about the venue, think about the circumstances we are faced with WrestleMania 32, not forgetting about the injury list, having John Cena and Randy Orton on this injury list, which has obviously been noticed, which is obviously very apparent. I mean, you don't want names like Orton and Cena on your injury list this close to WrestleMania. And with matches like Roman Reigns versus Triple H and Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman looking like the way it's going to go for WrestleMania 32, wouldn't you also want to have The Undertaker versus Sting on that card? I think I would if I were a creative writer, because The Undertaker versus Sting in terms of psychology, a creative storyline, looks awesome on paper. It may not be as awesome when it's finally put off at an event like WrestleMania or SummerSlam, but here's the thing, you know, with matches like Braun versus Brock and Roman versus Triple H, Roman versus Paul Levesque, is that really what you want to see this year at WrestleMania? Wouldn't you want to have The Undertaker versus Sting on that card? I think I speak for all of us when I say, yes, we want to have Sting versus The Undertaker on that card. I know I would if I were a creative writer, because we have never seen this match before. It's been over 25 years in the making, and they've been so loyal to companies like World Championship Wrestling and World Wrestling Entertainment. Let's see how loyal they are to WWE fans and finally give us this match, finally give in and give us what we've been wanting to see for years. You know, you talk about dream matches all the time, matches that are supposed to go a long way in redefining what this business is really all about, and there are a fair handful of matches that we have yet to see, like Brock Lesnar versus Dave Bautista and CM Punk versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. And within that handful of dream matches we have yet to see, out of every dream match we have seen, Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, The Rock and John Cena, The Rock and Goldberg, Goldberg and Triple H, matches we thought we'd never ever see. Even Sting versus Triple H is considered in that category of dream matches, all-time dream matches we've strived to see for years, waited over 15 years to have come to fruition. In those handful of matches, don't you think The Undertaker versus Sting is a top consideration that we are still thirsting to see? We're like vampires thirsting for blood when it comes to The Undertaker versus Sting. We're like warriors thirsting for a fight when it comes to The Undertaker versus Sting, and we have not seen that match yet. What's wrong here, and how does this issue be corrected? You finally give in, and you give the wrestling fans what they've wanted for years. Am I right or am I wrong, having said anything I have? If you have an opinion you'd like to get in, you can leave it for me in the comments of this video at Jonathan Clarke 22, with a tweet on Twitter at Jonathan Clarke 1, and on my Facebook page you can get in touch with me at HEW Entertainment. Also, the conversation's ongoing on Google Plus at HEW Entertainment is where you can find my fan page. Sting versus The Undertaker. Let's hashtag this on Twitter and get this issue out there. It's obviously very apparent that of all these dream matches, we have not seen this match, and we still want to see this match. This match is gold. This match is money. This match could punch zeros at the end of a check like we've never seen before. It's just a matter of WWE creative getting off the proverbial pot and start shitting something out when it comes to Sting versus The Undertaker, because I think that wrestling fans, dare I say, have waited long enough. And I speak for every diehard fan of The Undertaker and Sting, which I obviously am. I watched The Undertaker and Sting's careers. I don't want to feel like here in 2016, this match is a match we've been waiting on since 1996, and we have not seen it yet. I don't want to feel like here in 2016 I've watched the product for nearly 20 years and been following it as a writer and a producer of a website for over 15 of those 20 years. I don't want to feel like after 15 of those 20 years having followed this sport that, we did it for nothing. And that's obviously what it feels like right now. We followed it for nothing as producers of websites, writers of columns, hosts of radio shows, whatever our role has been in professional wrestling. I don't think I'm right. I don't think I'm wrong. It works both ways. But don't you think Sting versus The Undertaker is a match that needs to happen for every wrestling fan? I think millions of you, and probably more of you than they're ever given credit for, will find some way of having agreed with me on everything I've said in relation to The Undertaker versus Sting within these last few months. So one more video blog isn't going to hurt. What the hell? I'm your host, Jonathan Clarke, and I will check in with you again next week. Like what you hear? Tell us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
Don't go anywhere. HEW Entertainment Radio will return with the latest news, music, interviews, discussion, and Jonathan Clarke next.
When something takes place in the world of professional wrestling, you know where to go. WrestleZone.com. WrestleZone.com. Covering all the latest breaking news daily. Interactive forums where you can chat with thousands of other wrestling fans. Exclusive editorials and audio features by some of today's top wrestling superstars. Exclusive video content, weekly polls, live play-by-play coverage of every WWE and TNA pay-per-view. And now, featuring WrestleZone Radio, live with news, in